Good morning, Room 32. We're going to go ahead and begin our new module today. Module 12.1, Division, two-digit numbers. I do want to make a quick reminder to all of my students that these lessons in Module 12 are going to be preparation lessons for for fourth grade. So just understand that is what these lessons are about. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and begin our slides. So to get us started here, the first thing we have here is our flare mat with our manipulatives in the large large rectangular box above, and then three smaller boxes below. So first of all, what do you know about this picture? All right. So one of the things you know is that there are 15 counters that are in the large box. All right. Also, you know the number of groups that you're going to be dividing them into. Okay. What do you need to find out? Okay. One of the things you need to find out is how many will go into each group. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and share those equally. Okay. So let's go ahead and share these little balls, circles, equally with each of the boxes. Okay. So how do I figure out the number of counters in each group? Well, if you recall before, what we did when we were learning division is we would share one in each box until we got all of them shared. So let's do that again today. So I'm going to go 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. All right. So let's review what we just did right here. We started out with 15 counters, right? And we divided them into three equal groups. So what we found out here was if we have 15 counters divided into three equal groups, each group will have 5 counters. All right. So if you think about this problem here, does this remind you a little bit about the inverse operation, multiplication? All right. If we were to multiply 3 times 15, 3 times 5, we would get 15, correct? All right. So each part of this equation can be represented. We have 15 was the total number we started with, right? Oops, sorry about that, guys. And then we divided it into 3 equal groups, and now there are 5 in each group. There is our division equation, okay? Now, what we're going to do next is, and I'm running several screens here, so I'm just looking to make sure that I'm proceeding with the same stuff that we're doing, so I can look over the instructions. All right, here we go. So our next piece here that we're going to take on is our slides. All right. So in our first slide here, this time we're showing base 10 pieces. So let's see what is the total amount of base 10 pieces that we have here. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63. Now question, do we need to go by ones? Do we need to take and separate each of those tens into ones? Or can we just put 10 at a time? Let's try doing 10 at a time. Okay. So we know that there are 63 base 10 pieces in all, correct? We know there are 3 groups that we're going to divide into. What we don't know is how many go in each group. So we're going to go ahead and put in tens into the groups. So, oops, I guess I have to do this manually. So if I put 110, let me try this with, okay, let's see this. If I put a 10 here, I can cross out a 10. Put a 10 here, cross out a 10. Put a 10 here, cross out a 10. Put another 10 here, cross out a 10. Another 10 here, cross out a 10, and the last 10 here. Now I have ones left, right? So 1, 2, and 3. All right. So each group gets how many? 21, because 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 1 is 21. All right. So we have a total of 21 in each group. So how do we write this as a division problem? If we write as a division problem, it would be 63 divided by 3 equals to 21. All right. Let's try another one. Now, oh, there's our second picture. I'm sorry. So this just shows us when we separated them down, just what we did on the previous slide. Okay. Now, next one. Let's go ahead and look at what do we know? Okay. We know there are 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48. So there's 48 counters. I'll just put that number there for reference. Okay. Now, I'm going to separate these into what? 4 equal groups. So I know there are 4 equal groups. Okay, that's represented right there. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to put 1 here, 1 10 there, a 10 there, 1 10 there, and 1 10 here. Now, I'm going to put base 10, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. So how many base 10 blocks are in each group? If we look carefully, we have 10 and 2 makes 12, right? So there are 12 in each group. If we wrote that equation out, what does it look like? Let's see here. 48 divided by 4 equals to 12. All right, and we can see that right here in our next slide. So do you know a multiplication problem that would help you solve that? If you went 4 times 12, you would get 48. Now, I know that probably a lot of you did not try your 12's facts, perhaps. But if you know your 11's facts, it's just going to be that number that's being multiplied added to that product of 11. So let's say, for example, you know what 4 times 11 is, right? 4 times 11 is 44, because we know any number times 11 is going to double that number, right? So then if 4 times 12, if we add 4 more, we get 48, and you can see that answer right there. Just something to kind of help you think about what would be a way you could also still use multiplication and help you solve this. All right, let's get into our lesson real quick. So in our lesson, we have this example. It says, 4 friends share the cost of this gift. So the gift costs $48. 4 friends are going to each share equally in it. Do they have to pay more or less than 10? How do you know? All right. If we said 10 times 4 is 40. So it'd be more than, right? By using multiplication, we can quickly decide that it is more than 10. Now, how can you figure out the amount that each has to pay? So we could do $48. Oops, hang on, let me see here. So we could do $48. So those are $10 bills. These are not very pretty $10 bills, just a heads up. And then we could do $1, $1, $1, $1, $1, $1. And I think this needs to go a little bigger. $1, $1. Okay. So then we could say each friend has to pay. So friend 1 is going to pay 10. Friend 2 is going to pay 10. Friend 3 is going to pay 10. Friend 4 is going to pay 10. Now, each of them have already paid 10. Those are the $10 bills gone. And then one more dollar, one more dollar, one more dollar, one more dollar, 2, 3, 4. So that's $1, $1, $1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, another dollar for each of them. Okay, so total, how much do they pay? $10 plus $2 is 12. So each of them are going to pay $12. All right. So same thing that we just did on the previous slides, right? And we were able to share them equally, which we did. So it says that we can see that Eva draws the picture and she shows the total cost with blocks. Then she shares the blocks amongst 4 friends. Same thing we did. All right. Now, in our work pages today, which I think are going to be pretty self-explanatory today, as long as you follow the same steps that we did today, you're going to be sharing equally and then writing what is the quotient, right? The answer to the division problem. And tackle these guys. I think you'll be fine. If you have any questions or need any help, let me know and I'll be glad to help you. All right, that's our math lesson today. And I'll see you guys on Zoom later on. So my computer's having a bit of a difficulty right now, just a heads up. Okay.